Hello and welcome to National Geographic, the home of interesting stuff and docos. This is Nat Geo News. We have a great show prepared for you today. On today's episode, Jeff is out in the United States talking to a man who claims Armageddon is coming this time next week. And Michael is over in Antarctica investigating how climate change is affecting penguin populations. But first up, we're crossing to Patrick, who is in Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania with a special report on this magnificent landform. Take it away, Patrick.
Thanks, Michael. I'm here at Mount Kilimanjaro on a beautiful day in northern Tanzania, which is in... The sun is out, birds are singing, and the mountain is stunning with its snow-capped peaks and green forests. Truly something to gaze upon with awe. Kilimanjaro is the tallest mountain in Africa, as well as the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. This massive mountain also features on both the Bass and Messina 7 Summits list. That's the list of the tallest mountains on each continent. Many tens of thousands of tourists travel here each year to try and climb this great mountain. There were 30,000 tourists climbing it last year alone. In today's program, we will be interviewing a local biologist who has been living around Kilimanjaro since he was born. We'll also talk to a local geologist and a tourist who recently summited the mountain. Mount Kilimanjaro is home to many different types of flora and fauna and has an abundance of beautiful scenery. Many different biomes occur throughout the different altitudes of Kilimanjaro, which results in this wide range of both animal and plant species. Kilimanjaro is one of the few places in the world where someone can experience nature at its finest. The creation of a national park around Kilimanjaro has helped preserve this beautiful landform and protect the scenery for around 30-ish years. The national park is a vital part of preserving the landform for many generations to come. Kilimanjaro National Park earned around $51 million in 2013, which is vital to the upkeep of the park. This money is drawn from park fees that all guests pay when entering the park. The money goes towards paying rangers and taking care of the local scenery. For our first interview, we have Bob, who is a local and has been living around here all of his life. His family have been living around Kilimanjaro for generations, and he also studied biology at the local university, so he knows a lot about the local fauna. Thanks for coming today, Bob. How have you been? So how long have you been living around Kilimanjaro?
I've been living around Kilimanjaro for all my life. I was born here and went to school nearby the mountain.
What effects do all these tourists have on the local economy?
These tourists wanting to climb Kilimanjaro have become an integral part of our economy. Much of the income local people earn is either from tourism. Many of my friends work as tour operators or porters, taking people up the mountain. And my auntie runs a hotel. This is great for the local economy as it provides a stable source of income for our families.
So, what type of animals live on the mountain?
Kilimanjaro is home to a wide range of fauna. Due to the wide range of different elevations, many animals live at different heights. Animals such as elements and Cape buffalo can be found at lower elevations such as the savanna. Blue monkeys, western black and white colobuses, as well as leopards can be also found in the forests surrounding the mountain. Various rodents and other smaller mammals occasionally are found beyond the tree line.
So, what do you like about living around Kilimanjaro?
I love the scenery and it's a beautiful place to live.
So, why did you become a biologist?
I chose to become a biologist because I wanted to learn more about the local fauna. It's a great way to become more involved in the preservation of our wonderful mountain. Not many people chose to follow this profession around here, so it's always easy to get work. Many of the local animals are only found near Kilimanjaro, which makes it really interesting to study.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Now for the second interview. we have a local historian and geologist whose vast knowledge on Kilimanjaro makes her a very reputable source. She moved here in the 80s from England and has been living nearby ever since, studying Kilimanjaro. It's great to have you here, Nicole.
Thank you.
So how long have you been living here?
I moved here from England in 1986.
So where do you live around Kilimanjaro?
I live in this local town called Moshi. It's the largest town near to Kilimanjaro. Maybe we could get a map up.
Sure, there we go.
So I live where that red marker is.
So Nicole, can you give us a quick rundown on how Kilimanjaro was formed?
Well, Kilimanjaro is a volcano. Actually 3 volcanoes practically stacked up on each other. Volcanoes are formed by magma arising out of the Earth's crust and spilling onto the surface. The magma gets forced up due to pressure from deep within the Earth. This layers up, and as a result the volcano gets taller. Eruptions happen when pressure builds up inside the volcano and it explodes, greatly increasing the height of the volcano. Kilimanjaro was formed on a fault line called the Great Rift Valley in Eastern Africa. This is where the magma comes up from. As I mentioned before, Kilimanjaro is actually made up of 3 volcanoes. The first one, Shira, started forming about 1 million years ago. Magma was forced up through the Great Rift Valley fault line due to some subcontinental pressure to form Shira. Shira ceased erupting about 500,000 years ago when it partially collapsed upon itself, forming the Shira caldera. The Mawenzi, another volcano, then started to form and erupt from the Shira caldera. Mawenzi is still visible today, but extremely eroded due to wind and rain. Soon after Shira's extinction and after Mawenzi started to erupt, a massive eruption occurred 460,000 years ago, just west of Mawenzi, signalling Kibo to start to form. Due to continued subcontinental pressure, it continued to erupt until it's at its present height of 5,890 metres high. Both Mawenzi and Shira are classified as extinct, but Kibo is only dormant. The last volcano activity on Kibo occurred about 200 years ago.
So who were the first people to summit Kilimanjaro?
Kilimanjaro was first confirmed to be summited by Hans Meyer and Ludwig Buscheller in 1889. Tanzania was at that time part of the German Empire, and these guys were obviously German. It's possible some natives may have summited it previously, but no one actually knows if this ever happened.
So how is Kilimanjaro changing?
Kilimanjaro will and is changing in many ways. Up to 85% of the ice cap on Kilimanjaro has disappeared since about 1812. The main culprit for this is climate change. Kilimanjaro was once covered with glaciers, but many of them have receded or disappeared completely. It's also possible Kibo erupts again, but it is unlikely to happen anytime soon. But if it did erupt, Kilimanjaro could be greatly shortened or increased in height.
Now, as you may or probably don't know, Mount Kilimanjaro is home to a local ethnic group called the Chaga. The Chaga started living around Kilimanjaro 300 to 400 years ago. They once shared a deep spiritual connection with the local land and area. The Chaga once worshipped a deity called Rua, who supposedly lived on top of Mount Kilimanjaro. They obviously don't anymore, I think most of them are Christian. But many old temples are found on the side of Mount Kilimanjaro as a result of this worship. The Chaga also worshipped other local deities, but that's for another time. Lots of Chaga have lived their whole lives around Kilimanjaro, so this results in a deep emotional connection with the land. Many predominantly earn income from farming and tourism. Kilimanjaro's fertile volcanic soil makes it great for farming, and all the thousands of tourists provide a stable income for the locals.
Third and final interview. We have a tourist called Josh who just summited Mount Kilimanjaro. He completed a 7-day trek yesterday and is here with us now. Hi Josh, it's great to have you here. So where are you from?
A country town just west of Brisbane.
That sounds awesome. So what made you decide to climb Kilimanjaro?
I really wanted to challenge myself, and Kilimanjaro sounded like a challenge that I could do, and it seemed like a very pretty place to visit.
That's awesome. So what did you enjoy about it?
I haven't got that. Really fun. It was a great workout, and the trek and the view is definitely worth the trek. As I said before, the plants and animals are amazing. It takes about 7 days, but you can do it quicker on other routes. You have the porters and cooks will prepare food for you and help you the whole way. It's very fun.
So would you do it again?
Absolutely. I'd definitely recommend it to anybody who wants to give it a go sometime.
Thanks for that, Josh. Mount Kilimanjaro seems like a truly wonderful place. With all its history and culture, it's unmissable for adventurers and the young at heart. A big thanks to all our viewers and cameramen who helped us film this segment. Well, that almost brings us to an end for our show, so back to you, newsreader.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks for that special report, Patrick. Well, it appears the penguins have attacked Jeff while he was on his report in Antarctica, so we'll get back to you on that later. See you after the outbreak.